G'day mates, it's Crocodile Chris here on a wondrous wildlife adventure. Today we're investigating a really neat animal, the leopard gecko.
Leopard geckos live from 15 to 20 years, and in their entire lifetime, female leopard geckos can produce 80 to 100 eggs. Female leopard geckos lay eggs throughout the years, with about 2 eggs per clutch.
As you may know, this lizard's common name is the leopard gecko. However, it goes further than that. His kingdom is Animalia. This means that he's an animal, like you and me, not a plant, like what we have in the background. His phylum is Chordata. This means that their embryos have a small cord called a notochord, which develops into a spine or backbone. His class is Reptilia. This means that he's a reptile and he's cold-blooded, not warm-blooded like mammals. His order is Squamata. This means that he is a lizard, not a snake or a turtle. His family is Geckonadae. This means that the type of lizard that he is a gecko, not something like a monitor lizard. His genus species is Eublephareus maclarius. This is his Latin name. Eublephareus meaning well-made eye, and maclarius meaning spotted.
But all this information just means that he's a leopard gecko. Now, let's look at his natural habitat. The leopard gecko lives in southern Asia, from Pakistan to North India, in deserts, rocky, and arid grasslands. These lizards are built for the hot climates that the harsh deserts bring.
In our facility, we've emulated his habitat of the desert with our own special tools. Another neat thing about him is that he's actually nocturnal, which means that he only comes out when the sun goes down.
The leopard gecko waits until the sun goes down and comes out at night to hunt for his prey.
In regards to what this lizard eats, he's a carnivore. This means that he eats other animals. But specifically, he's an insectivore. This means that he eats insects as his choice of food.
The leopard gecko eats insects like mealworms, beetles, moths, even scorpions, and he'll sometimes eat small mice or even smaller lizards.
Now, let's see how he strikes his prey.
Let's watch it back in slow motion. A very clean hit.
Now, to us, he's not really a big animal. He's not scary, he's just a little guy. But to this mealworm, he's like a Tyrannosaurus in Jurassic Park. The next interesting feature about this little guy is his tail. His tail is where he stores all his nutrients after he's eaten food. That's why it's so plump and thick. What he can actually do with his tail is if a predator is chasing him from behind and grabs it, he can voluntarily separate it from his body. It'll then squirm and look like a more appetizing prey item. Now, if his tail does fall off and he's given the chance, he'll actually go back and eat it himself so that he can regain all the lost nutrients. His tail will eventually grow back and hopefully become normal size again, as long as he gets the required amount of food intake. One more neat thing about his tail is that if food is scarce, his body will use it as a source of energy due to all the fat built up in it. Another interesting feature about him is that he'll actually shed his skin. When he's ready to shed, his skin will get all pale and dry. He'll then go up to a rough rock and start rubbing it so that his skin starts to flake off a little bit. Then he'll pull his skin off with his mouth and actually eat it. This is because his skin contains a lot of valuable nutrients and proteins that could be useful for his system. Now, as you can see, he's climbing on my hands. Now, each of his feet have 5 little toes on them, with really little sharp claws. To us, it just feels like he's tickling you. However, they're very useful for climbing. He could climb rocks, trees, even cacti in the desert. The leopard gecko actually has a very strong sense of hearing, smell, and eyesight.
Now, as you can see, he has some very big eyes, which allow him to see very well in the dark. In addition, on the side of his head, you can see little ear holes. His hearing ability is very sensitive, and he can easily detect the noises of loud predators coming by. Finally, their keen sense of smell allows them to track their prey through their environment at night.
Whoa, do you hear that? That sound means it's time for Jungle Conundrum, the game where I quiz you on what you've learned on this adventure. Question number 1. What type of environment do the leopard geckos live in? Is it A, the jungle, B, the desert, or C, the savanna? If you guessed B, the desert, then you were correct. Question number 2. What type of animal is a leopard gecko? Is it A, an insectivore, B, a herbivore, or C, an omnivore? If you guessed A, an insectivore, then you are correct. Question number 3. Which of the following is not a function of the leopard gecko's tail? Is it A, to act as a distraction for predators, B, to act as a fat storage for food, or C, to act as a weapon to defend himself? If you guess C, to act as a weapon, then you are correct. Thank you for playing Jungle Conundrum. We hope you learned something interesting from today.
Overall, the leopard gecko is a marvelous creature found on our beautiful green earth. With their unique habits and features, it is a true privilege to see one of these animals in their natural habitat. The world is full of beautiful creatures, and the leopard gecko ranks among some of the prettiest animals on the planet. I am extremely thankful for this adventure we went on today.
Joining me on another great adventure. Next week, tune in to see me and how I captured this wild tiger wolf. Anyways, this has been Crocodile Chris here, signing off on another wondrous wildlife adventure.